Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Motor 23 Hardcore Mode, the series where we make things really difficult for ourselves by imposing a lot of additional rules and regulations. They can be found in the video description down below. Tonight it's round 11. We're heading to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Okay then, so Silverstone, we had a really disappointing race last time out in Austria. Hopefully we can get things back on track a little bit here today at Silverstone. We really do need to try and stabilise the team a little bit. We've been making all sorts of weird errors, both in-game, AI decisions, and we've made a couple of dodgy decisions as well with some of our strategies over the last month or so. But yeah, it's proven to be a tough challenge, this series so far. It's frustrating more than anything else, just not being able to compete. But fingers crossed we can kind of maybe find something. I do need to think about another round of upgrades for the car. Right now we have some side pods that are going through. They're 27 days away. We've got some research going through as well. I think I'm going to throw in a chassis upgrade as soon as this front wing is done. Let's see, how many engineers have we got? 3, 5, 6, 7. We've got more engineers available actually. Let's speed that up just an extra bit, just a couple of days, just so we can get that one done and start our chassis as well. Let's see, what does our car look like at the moment in terms of supplies? We're good on parts. We need another spare chassis and a spare suspension, but there's no major rush on those. Let's at least build another suspension. We're probably not going to build another one of these, or design another one of these this year, so make sure we've got a spare. That leaves us with just 29,000. If we're going to be starting work on a new chassis, there's no point doing another chassis just yet. Fingers crossed we don't run out of chassis before that happens. I've got no more money, so I can't do anything else in that respect. Let me just take a quick look at where we sit facility-wise. We haven't done anything in here yet. We just haven't had the money. Staff facilities, again, it would be really nice to get that extra upgrade on the race sim, but again, don't have the money for it. Operationally, at least, we got our helipad maxed out and our tour centre as well. The boardroom is looking like it's going to break soon. That's not ideal. Speaking of the board, let's check in with our confidence going into the beginning of this race weekend. So at the moment you can see they have high confidence in us. They are satisfied with how we did in Spielberg, although I'm definitely not. We have had some really good races. We've also had some really abysmal races. Monaco and Melbourne, both double retirements, not good at all. Melbourne especially. Financially, let's take a quick look at the cost cap. We still got some money to play about with, but we haven't got as much as we would like. We've only got 56 million left, which is not ideal. A big chunk of that is down to having to buy new engines, etc. for our cars. That has not been cheap. Right, in terms of targets for tonight, I am not really sure what I want to do. Let's have a look at the guarantees. So the incentives, one car into Q2. I'd like to think we can get both cars through, but given that we didn't in Austria, I'm just going to go with the one. We're not going to reach Q3. Finish position 1 in the top 15, we should be able to manage that. Not going to go for the fastest lap at Silverstone, not a chance. Finish position 1 in the top 15 for 2 races. That's a very unambitious streak. We're just going to go 1 in the top 15 for 5 races. It's not overly adventurous, but as I say, given that we are starting to fall behind a little in upgrades, it's about all we can really justify, I think. Right. Our objectives are set. Our cars are prepped as best we can. Let's go to Silverstone.
Welcome and come on in to the home of British motor racing. It's Silverstone, where the Formula One World Championship began back in 1950. And this historic high-speed track remains a challenge for our drivers' courage and determination to this very day. Silverstone demands a lot of power from cars with numerous twists and historic turns. Downforce is going to be a key factor to manage if teams want to succeed here. In the last round, Max Verstappen flew to victory, the Dutchman proving that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he's in such fine form. There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
Okay, so weather-wise this weekend, it's going to be clear. No rain. Finally. I wonder if our DRS advantage, now that it's been diminished slightly, will still be effective here. We shall see. Right, let's get our cars prepped and ready. We're going to throw Lawson into the car tonight in place of Sonoda. I want to do a straight comparison between our two drivers here. So we're going to go soft tyres on both. Of course, it's going to be a little tricky, what with engine wear levels being different, but we'll try and match them up if we can. Let's look at Lawson's car first, actually. See what we've got in terms of parts. Okay, so I can go with a 36% engine. Alright, so I don't have an engine that's close. We'll have to go with a 15%, 35% ERS. What about this car here? Got 30% ERS, so that matches up. I'll have to buy a new ERS already. That's crazy. Gearbox, we'll go with a 25% gearbox. And what have we got similar to that on De Vries's car? It's not ideal. So I'm expecting to see more pace out of Lawson, partly because his pace stats are slightly higher, and also because his car's in better condition. So if he's not, we've got a real problem, because I want to get rid of De Vries and I want Lawson to be that man to replace him. Right, run time for Silverstone is 17 laps. There we go. Let's drop those pace settings down. And let's start with the setups. So, with De Vries first, we'll go with a 5.5, an 11.5, a 9.1, a 3.25, and a 0.2. There we go. And now for Sonoda's car, we'll go with something a little different. We'll go with a 6, 11.5, an 8.2, a 3.45, and a 0.65. Actually, no, that's a 0.75. There we go. Alright, we are ready to send them to the track. Let's hit practice.
Radio check.
Yeah, copy, same.
Evening Marcel, evening John. Good to see you guys. I'm going to be your rehabilitation stream. Okay, what's wrong? You not feeling well? You a bit sick? You injured? How you doing, John?
Advise me what you want me to do with tires.
Tyres are cold.
Mate, what's going on?
We are checking.
Can't type. You need to rehabilitate your fingers. We're seeing about a second difference between the two drivers. Now, again, it's not ideal because there is a definite difference in power output in the cars, but it definitely looks as though Lawson is quicker. Not sure how much quicker. Unfortunately, we don't have an easy way to get a like-for-like comparison without damaging our remaining good components. So this is as close as we can get, but yeah, a second a lap. I don't think the difference in cars is a second a lap.
How's the car?
Oh, that's a great start in terms of setup. 97%. And 95% for De Vries as well. So strong opening
I was really
start
happy with
to our setup windows. So, for those of you that watched it, I hope you enjoyed the Robocop stream series I did last week. Had a lot of fun with that game. I just need 4 more trophies for the Platinum. It's actually quite an easy Platinum by the look of it, because I didn't realise at the time, but there's no difficulty setting for trophies. So you can do it on the very easiest difficulty if you really wanted to. Although it's not that difficult on normal, which is what we did on the stream. So yeah, I need to find a couple of secret areas that I missed. I need to clear one area in less than 10 minutes. I'm not sure what else I need, but yeah, I just need 4 more trophies and then that's Platinum, so I'm going to have another crack at that at some point soon. I'll do that privately, no stream for that one. And I have downloaded a trial today of F1 23. I'm going to give that a crack tonight after the stream, see if it's any good, see if I can get on with it, and I might pick that up. while it's currently on sale, depending on how the trial goes. Ooh, ouch. Doesn't sound pleasant, John. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Right, I'm going to go to a 3.4. And let's change that to a 0.65. Let's see if that works. Is there something wrong with the car? Yes, it's got Nick de Vries driving it. Alright, so we're a little off on this one. Let's go to a 3.15 and a 0. And let's try that. Alright, so drivers are out for the second stint of the session. Just got to sit and wait now. See if we can get those lovely 100% setups dialed in this time.
Update on tires imbalance. How is tire?
Tires aren't great.
How are the tyres?
The tires are going away.
Yeah, copy that, mate.
Oh, there we go. And we nailed it with the 100% setup for Lawson. Excellent stuff. So we can call them in before those tyres explode. How are we looking with de Vries? A little bit, but not much. He still needs his last bit of feedback. And there we go, we got that as well. And that is also 100%. So an excellent start to the weekend. We've got both cars dialed in perfectly. Now we just need to get their track knowledge up. Yeah, over a second difference between the two drivers. I don't think that's all down to the car. Pause. do not want to continue downloading while I'm streaming. That's not good. Evening, Victor. Right, Yuki's back in the car. That will continue to work. So, hard tyres. Going to go long runs. So, for De Vries, we're going to go with 28 laps. And with Yuki, we're going to go 36 laps. And let's send them out.
Two, one, should be green.
It's a bit nippy. Right, dressing gown on. So, yeah, bit of a bonkers Brazilian Grand Prix this weekend. That weather on qualifying, the sky was so dark. It was incredible just how some of those images in terms of how dark that sky was just before the rain hit, and very nearly a very bad situation as well. One of the grandstands collapsing at the end of qualifying thanks to being hit with just a wall of rain and
We've
high
got
wind.
a yellow flag here.
I don't think anyone was seriously hurt, which is good, but yeah, it wasn't good. Apparently one of the cameramen said he was very close, or photographer was very close to being decapitated by some falling rubble. Scary situation. And then loads and loads of great overtaking across both the sprint and the race itself. Brazil always seems to throw up amazing racing. It's one of the reasons I love that circuit so much. Another boring, procession to the flag for Verstappen. 17 wins. I mean, you can't fault the achievement, but at the same time, there's been no real challenge at all for any of those wins. He's only been threatened on a couple of occasions for those wins, and I think that speaks volumes as to why quite a lot of F1 fans have been turning off in droves this season, because there has been no fight at all for the title. And I don't mind someone being a dominant driver and getting wins as long as they happen to earn them, and he is not having to earn them at all at the moment. That car is just so good. He's in just an amazing window of form. There is no competition, there's no fight. I really hope that changes next season. It was painful to see just how off the pace Mercedes were. I was really hoping that, given how they did last year, that they would be able to take the fight to Red Bull this weekend, just gone, and that didn't happen. The car was awful. And watching how easily cars were just swooping past them on the straights with DRS overtakes, it was like they were standing still. A little disappointed as well that Norris wasn't able to mount a more consistent challenge pace-wise. Yeah, he was looking strong at various parts of the weekend, but just didn't get it done. Ended up quite a bit of a distance away from Verstappen at the end. Yeah. Great to see Alonso back on the podium. And Stroll had a decent weekend. It's not very often that we say that. Is this a flash in the pan for Aston Martin, though? Is this their Mercedes 2022 moment, where they think they've got it cracked, and it's just a one-off, and then they go back to being really bad again? We shall see. Not many races left now. They go to Las Vegas next, and then it's Abu Dhabi, and that's it for the season. Speaking of Vegas, apparently one of the grandstands has been cancelled. They were going to have a particular grandstand on the start-finish straight on the run-up to the pit entrance, and they have decided not to go ahead and build that. So a lot of people were a bit confused because, you know, they'd already sold out all the ticket allocation for that stand. But apparently those guys are going to get reallocated to the Sphere, and those tickets are, you know, for free. And those tickets are normally like an extra $500. So they're not necessarily going to get the position that they wanted, but they're going to get a much better quality of ticket in theory. But yeah, very strange to make that decision so late on. I'm not quite sure what the reasoning was for that. Right, medium tyres now for the final run of practice. We don't need to do too much. We're just going to go with 16 laps of fuel. That should be more than enough for De Vries, I think. Drop those pace settings down. And for Tsunoda, we need a little bit more. He's 62% so far, so we need to bump that up to, I think, probably about 30 laps. Drop those settings down. There we go. Right, let's send them back out again.
Green light. A bit less curb.
Yeah, A firm.
We need to cool the car.
Copy.
They say this might be the only time Vegas happens. I'm not sure about that. I mean, unless it's an absolute disaster, I'm pretty sure they've got a minimum race contract. It might not be for more than just a couple of years, but I'm pretty sure we'll be back there next year, just in a different position. I know it's going to be a very cold Vegas, but the calendar's getting a big reshuffle next year. And I think Vegas is moving to a more optimized window. Part of the reason they're running it this late in the season is to allow for getting everything built and prepped. You know, the new custom-built facilities on the two lots that were purchased specifically to house all the Grand Prix stuff before it rejoins onto the actual road surfaces. The track itself, you know, the track part of the road layout has also been resurfaced. Interestingly, just the sides of the roads that are going to be used in the race have been resurfaced. The others have been left alone. I don't know if they'll maybe turn around and do those after the Grand Prix. Maybe it was just a time issue. But yeah, they're not resurfacing all of the roads, just the sides of the roads that are being used in the Grand Prix. So there are some parts that are not being resurfaced on the strip, which is a little funny, I think. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they've got a minimum race contract. I mean, Most circuits get them. They don't get it on a 1 year deal. I mean, Spa's just signed a new an extension to their contract, so they're around for another 2 years. Stands are too much of a hassle, and prep disturbs the tourism a lot. Yeah, but at the same time, the hotels are going to make an absolute killing over the weekend. So yeah, it balances out. Is Season 2 the easiest season no matter what team you choose? No, I wouldn't say that. It's easier, but it's not the easiest. And that depends on how well you prep as well. You can still end up, in a worse car in Season 2 than Season 1 if you're not careful.
There's a yellow flag now.
Alright, so Debris having a spin. That's not good to see. Let's keep him out for one more lap. Just to make sure he gets his 100%. And now we can call them in. There we go. So a little bit more work to do with Yuki. Just needs to run a little bit longer. Oh, my stomach's growling.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
And that's Yuki done. Alright, let's just run out the clock. Even Mr. Water. I was just wondering if we were going to see you tonight. There we go, maximum prep for our drivers. Been a couple of races since we've been able to see that.
There's tension in the air today, so it must be time for qualifying.
The high-speed corners at Silverstone are a great challenge for the cars and drivers. The technical Sector 1 rewards strong mechanical grip, while high-speed aerodynamic efficiency will come into play in the final two sectors.
And in terms of the driver we've got here, Nick de Vries, how do you think he's feeling at this moment?
I'll say this, it's always a pleasure seeing a confident driver take to the track. Being in the right frame of mind is a real advantage.
So get yourselves comfortable, it's going to be quite the ride.
Right, what have we got in terms of good stuff? The 88% engine will be fine for Silverstone. I'm going to have to go on to the new ERS. And we'll go with the 81% gearbox. Is that going to be a penalty? Have I used that yet? I wonder. No, it is going to be a penalty. Okay, so in that case, let's get the penalty out of the way for the engine as well. Gearbox will be fine, which means it should be the same for Yuki as well. So we'll get the brand new engine in, and the we're already on the brand new ERS. You know what, let's go ahead and put ourselves in debt until after the Grand Prix to get another ERS unit up and running, because we're going to need it, and get the penalty out of the way, seeing as we're taking them already. That's not ideal, but it is what it is. And we are ready to qualify. Let's go with 2 flying laps and send them out.
It's all about your tyres and your brakes.
Copy.
We focus on tires and brakes. Tires and brakes.
Copy.
Honestly, Turf, I don't know. I've never used that driver.
Clear ahead. Good to go.
I'm a little concerned about Sonoda's position here. Might get held up by...
Recharge off and push.
Don't know which Alfa Romeo that is. It is... Oh, it's Zhou. That's even worse. If it was Bottas, it wouldn't be quite so bad. Zhou is definitely the slower of the two. Oh, that's a big lift through there. Okay, I get the feeling that Zhou is actually going quicker than De Vries, which is really not encouraging. De Vries about to start prepping for his second flying lap. Soda goes fastest. And now Sargent goes faster than us. Both drivers high on confidence at the moment as well. Oh man, he's half a second slower than Yuki.
Gap ahead is good. It will be go.
Alright, let's see if we can improve on the second lap. Because we're looking good at the moment. We're very slow. If that's our actual pace. Very, very slow. Slow enough to not get either car out of Q1 on that pace. Well, this lap's a bust. We'll see if he improves in the middle sector. Want to get that confidence into peak if we can. Yuki's up. Alright, middle sector's an improvement. That's into peak confidence, just. Let's keep him going to the line then. Ferrari doesn't get in the way, that's good. Alright, no improvement in time, but we did get him into peak confidence.
Cool, box.
Big improvement for Tsunoda. That's a bit more like it.
We are P10.
So De Vries is definitely going to have to run again, which is kind of what we expected, but at least we got the confidence way up there by keeping him out. So we should see an improvement in run time on the next lap, even if we don't improve in the second and third sectors. A big improvement in the first will definitely help get that time up. Because he's slowest at the moment. Oh no, Piastri's gone slower. But yeah, this isn't encouraging if we're this far off the pace with brand new engines and brand new ERS units. I've got to go with brand new tyres. And I'm still not convinced that Tsunoda's going to be safe either. We need to see something in this run here.
There is Norris in front of you.
Both drivers are still in peak
Charge
confidence,
off the
which is
bush.
excellent stuff. Tsunoda's only just safe at the moment, and you've got to imagine that Stroll's going to improve. Even if it's only a couple of tenths off of Alonso. So we need probably an improvement out of Yuki as well. De Vries is up in the first sector. Yuki is not. Yeah, this is where I think Yuki might not improve this lap, but hopefully on the next one. Oh, was that a hold up with the Aston getting out of the way? I really hope that was no hold up for De Vries there. Evening, Farah. Right, Tsunoda's up in the middle. And De Vries has improved his time, but he's still slower than Stroll by 1.5 tenths. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Stroll's got to improve. What about Tsunoda? I don't know if Tsunoda improved. No, he didn't. He was just 600ths slower. Right, one final lap to go. I may have committed myself to something that I can't actually achieve with the long-term guarantee. De Vries is going out in Q1. I think that's pretty much a given. We'll keep him going just to see if there is, by some miracle, he can actually get through, but it's now all on Yuki. Need him to pull out something special, because I'm pretty sure Stroll's about to improve.
You've got a good gap ahead, so you're clear to start your lap.
Oh wow, Stroll did not improve. So Yuki's actually got a chance of getting through here, because I don't think anyone else is going to be fast enough to knock out Tsunoda here. So it looks like we're just going to sneak through. My download just resumed itself again. I've just paused that. That might happen a couple more times. Looks like pause is not permanent, it's just a temporary pause. I think that ruined Yuki. Oh no, Yuki's still up in the middle. I thought that would have ruined Yuki's middle sector there. But he is still up.
Let's check the flag.
No improvement for De Vries. He stays exactly where he was. Yeah, his days are numbered. And Tsunoda actually out-qualifies Norris in the first sector anyway, or first quali session. Yeah, it's going to be a rough weekend. Oh, big jump for Piastri there as well. Okay, so we know we've got penalties coming, so let's switch over to the lesser parts now that we've served those penalties. Because, yeah, 15th is probably the best we're going to get. Let's see, which set of tyres is worse? That one. We're going out in this session, so I'm not going to go with brand new tyres. We're just going to run both sets of scrubs. Let's see if we can get any kind of improvement out of those. There's going to be a 15th place qualifying, I think, because we're going to be starting at the back of the grid. Actually, there's no point running at all, is there? Thinking about it. Just get this one lap on the board and we'll call him in. There we go. Oh, I'd completely forgotten about penalties, otherwise I wouldn't have pushed the tyres and the cars as hard as I did in Q1.
It's race day, and final preparations are underway.
Silverstone is certainly a circuit rich in Formula One history, from Giuseppe Farina winning the first championship race held here in 1950, right through to Lewis Hamilton's 2008 masterclass on racing in the rain.
Now we see Yuki Tsunoda there, Karun. How do you think he's going to be feeling?
I'd say they're in a good place right now. It's pretty clear what the expectations for them were, and they've done well in meeting them head-on.
So 52 laps of the British Grand Prix await the drivers, but there can only be one winner. Who's it going to be?
Well, it's not going to be us, that's for sure. Okay. Fighting from the back tonight. Right. Slightly different setup, or strategy choices for the two drivers. Not taking any fuel out here. Not going to push up the line either because we're starting at the back. We'll wait the first couple of laps and then see if we can start to push forward after that. So let's send them to the grid.
The British Grand Prix is nearly upon us. The drivers composing themselves on the grid ahead of 52 laps around Silverstone. De Vries getting settled and readying himself for the race.
Starting in 20th, the points are a long way off. Can they get a good start here and push for a respectable finish?
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine. Anticipation is high, and the drivers are ready for this. The British Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Overtaking go, Mark.
Copy that.
We leave it to you.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought that was us for a second then. It's not. It's Gasly. And it's a safety car. Interesting.
And we've had a crash on track.
So, who did Gasly hit? Is it Hulkenberg? Oh no, it's a Williams.
It is dangerous.
And look at the team there. They all knew what that moment...
Okay, so without even doing anything, we're up 2 places. Good start.
Safety car. Delta positive.
Yeah, copy.
You need to do everything you can to maintain tyre temperature. Back off now.
Copy.
Gasly got a penalty for that.
Oh, I didn't realise both cars are out. And Gasly will now have a 3-place penalty in the next race at Hungary as well. Even Rubens. Ruben. Adding on a superfluous S there. Alright, we're going to end up with an absolute ton of fuel, but a huge amount of race distance to burn that off. That's going to mean that we don't have to worry about braking distances for this Grand Prix. We can push pretty strong in the braking zones for a good chunk of this race now. I don't think this is going to allow us to one stop though. Not competitively anyway. We can probably stretch the tyres a little bit, but yeah, it's just not worth the one stop. If we're on mediums, then that could have been something we could have switched to, but does mean that all those drivers on mediums now could well switch to a one-stop strategy. It will make our job a little bit harder. Going to get another lap of the safety car. Very slow start to our Grand Prix here today. Definitely going to get some extra life out of these softs though. Couple of little tweaks to the old strategy there. Oh yeah, trust me, Farah, I prefer a stable frame rate. I mean, Robocop has a performance setting and a quality mode. The quality mode has slightly nicer visuals, but you definitely notice a drop in frame rate. I mean, so I do the live stream in performance mode just because I like this. I like smooth frame rates. Alright, here we go. Safety car is coming in.
Safety car will be
Time.
next. Make sure your brakes and tyres are good and ready.
Copy that.
No saving required.
Copy.
Right, we have an extra 4 kilos of fuel to burn. That'll last us a good 20 laps, I would imagine. And the target for tonight's race is to get Tsunoda into 15th. That's it. I think it's the best we're going to get without more retirements. Even it would have been a struggle without Sargent and Gasly killing each other.
Use deploy, use deploy.
Copy.
You've got energy.
Yeah, confirm.
Alright, hopefully we can get this move done nice and smoothly. Go on the power and away back after Stroll, who has pulled away pretty quickly. Can the Priest get through? No, he can't.
DRS enabled.
Maybe you can make a move on the Hamilton straight. Let's a look at the inside. Not getting through there either. Right, next up is the Wellington straight. he's not going to make the move there either. Come on, Nick de Vries. You're just driving for the sake of driving now because you know you're getting fired. Got to push Yuki a little bit harder just to get him into range.
Push one step more.
Yeah.
Not quite there. Let's give de Vries a bit more tyre as well. Oh, he's through now. There we go.
A bit more.
Copy.
Took him long enough.
Recharge on.
Okay.
No DRS available, no DRS available.
It looks like I was being a little conservative, or sorry, a little optimistic when I said that that fuel would last us about 20 laps. We've used up, we've used up 6/10. Oh, there's Sainz, parked up on the side there. He's run wide, locked himself up. Yeah, that fuel is certainly not going to last 20 laps. We've used up 0.6 kilos in just 2 laps, so. It's going to go very quickly.
Bring the pack up.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Oh, another yellow flag. Who's that for? Ocon running wide.
Here we are, going into turn 9. That's... oh no, that's not quite what they would have wanted.
Yep, that's cost
and
him a place.
they'll find themselves at a disadvantage.
He's going to find
if they
himself
keep on
very
doing
vulnerable
that.
to Hulkenberg as well there, by the look of it. Oh, it's Magnussen behind him.
Overtake button.
Copy.
Alright, can we sneak Yuki through here? How many times should you research a park before the next season? It depends on the regulation changes. you can check to see how your research is going against those reg changes in the rules and regulations thing on the board tab, and that'll show you the gains that you've made against the deficits that will be incurred, you know, once the season, once the new season starts, you know, on the affected areas. And you can use that as a helpful little tool to try and figure out where you need to put more research. It's a 70% reduction across the board. Then you basically want to research everything as much as you can. That's, yeah, every part's getting a 70% reduction. You want to research everything as much as you possibly can. I would say if you want to get a good leg up, it's probably more important to do that than it is to develop the car. Because the better you make the car, the less research you get. You know, you're splitting resources away from research onto development, which means the car's going to be a bit better at the end of the season, which means the penalties are going to have an even bigger effect. So yeah, just write off the season in terms of development and just focus purely on research. Right, we've got Yuki through. Can we stay in range? Not sure we can. No, we missed out on DRS. I've got to keep pushing the tyres just a little bit longer. Got to make sure we stay in that 1 second window.
Charge on.
There we go, we should be okay now.
So we need one step more management.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Stroll has got through against Bottas. I'm not sure what Bottas's pace is like compared to ours. Bottas has been dropped. Did he get the DRS though before that happened? I think he did. Yes, he did. So, next lap. Well, next DRS zone, Bottas will be vulnerable. Try and get the battery back up a little bit. Stroll is going to be a bit too quick for us to keep up with. If we can get up to 13th, then that's not bad. I'm glad you're enjoying the series, Hedgehog, and hopefully you'll pick up some useful bits of knowledge as the series progresses. Getting close to the pit window. And we haven't made a huge amount of progress, so that's not encouraging.
Use energy. Push.
recharge on.
Evening, Derek. Your favourite in-game track? Yeah, Silverstone's a great track. I still miss the original. Well, I say the original. I still miss the previous incarnation of Silverstone. There were some fantastic corners that have been lost. Bridge was fantastic. Absolutely loved Bridge. It was a great corner. But, I think on balance the new track is better, but yeah, I do miss the old version.
We can push one more step on tyres.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
I would like to get past Bottas before we have to pit. Just starting to struggle though.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Use deploy as much as you can.
Okay.
Right, we're not going to get him here on the hanger straight, but maybe we can set him up for a move at the beginning of the lap. There we go, up the inside. Now we just got to be wary of
Last one.
being passed on the Wellington
Good
straight.
job. P13, Nayuki. P13.
That's why we're going to keep pushing. I'll brake that DRS if I can before I run out of battery. Just about managed it.
Recharge on, recharge on.
Yes, we did. Excellent stuff. We definitely do better in the clean air, which is good because we're about to get a whole ton of that. Boxing this early.
back off, back off, back off.
Science is going to punch his way through. That's going to hurt our confidence. Can't be helped.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Wow.
No worries. Box, box.
Copy, box.
Box, box, Yuki, box.
Yeah, copy.
Alright, going to dive into the pits any second now.
Pit time 3.
Copy.
Let's have a nice, quick, clean stop here, boys. Wide, it's not great.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Let's
Lock
follow
at
the
Peugeot.
drivers then through turn 16. The wheels just lock up there, but that's just the risk you take.
Joe already stopped. No, he hasn't. He's just really off the pace. Okay. Does he have some damage? Doesn't look like it. He's just really slow. Okay.
Bring the pack up.
Pit time.
Right, Yuki, hold him off if you can.
Push, flat out, Yuki, flat out.
Ah, excellent stuff. Good job, Yuki. That protected his confidence level. So he should come out of the pits still in peak confidence. I need a better stop from Bottas here. It's not great, but it is going to get us out
Track is clear.
in front of Bottas still. Who did go on to soft. I had a feeling Bottas was switching to softs. So, looks like some of the mediums are going to two-stop.
Small lift off 12 the tires.
Copy.
And energy is available.
Copy.
Right, we've got debris past, into the DRS and also away from Bottas. So Bottas will not get the tow here, which is nice. Ocon dives in. He's way ahead of us. No engine noise for De Vries. And we're going to let De Vries through because his tyres are up to temp. He's on softer, faster tyres. He's on a different strategy, so we don't want to get him held up. Unfortunately, we did just let Tsunoda in to the DRS.
Copy.
Not Tsunoda, sorry, Bottas.
So we need to back off.
Okay.
That's okay. Right, this is our chance to break away from
Deploy when you can.
Bottas.
Copy.
I'm not sure if we managed to shake him there. I think he's just about snuck into the DRS. Yeah, that rear wing's open. Max and George are both in.
Use energy.
Copy that.
Charge on.
Copy.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Copy.
Slow down.
Okay.
So Max has gone hard tyres, so he's one stopping. Russell is two stopping.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
Charge on. Charge on.
Copy.
Yeah, just trying to get Yuki back into the DRS of De Vries. I'm not going to be able to shake Bottas by the look of it, but at least I can get that protection. Of having the tow. And hopefully it will put me in a position where I can actually try and recharge the battery a bit more effectively as well. That's why we're deliberately holding back De Vries just a touch. Just want to get Tsunoda comfortable in range. Not quite there yet. Not far off.
Copy that.
Little flurry of activity in front of us. These are probably one stops. Oh, issue for Magnussen. He is out of the way now. Yeah, hard tyres for Albon and Magnussen. Oh, and Sainz, who pops out right in front of us. There is no point trying to overtake Sainz, because even if we do manage it, he'll just jump us straight away again. So we'll stop pushing the tyres now. He's bridged the gap between us and De Vries quite nicely. So he'll get DRS on De Vries and pass him pretty quickly, I think. Piastri yet to stop. We have caught him back up. And there he goes, into the pits. So I was hoping we could use Piastri for a lap or two as DRS defence against Sainz, but that's not going to happen. So 5 seconds off the back of Norris, who has stopped and will be stopping, will not be going any further, will not be stopping anymore. That's him to the end now. And I'm hopeful that with these soft tyres and a full battery, we should be able to keep De Vries on the back of Sargent for a bit, on the back of Sainz for a bit.
Head down, crack on.
I don't think I can bring Sonoda with me.
Energy if you need it.
Copy that.
And we have burnt out all that spare fuel. They did last about 20 laps. Okay, so that's not too bad. I was right after all. We'll have to leave Yuki to his own devices. His tyres will come back against the softs at some point. So all I want to do now is just make sure I can try and keep De Vries within striking range of Sainz. He's going to stop pushing at the end of this lap, I think. But it's a Ferrari, so even when it stops pushing, it's still going to be quicker than us, even on hard tyres. He holds off Valtteri.
Push the tyres now.
Copy.
So Stroll is in, and that's his one and only stop. And it's a bad one. It's a very bad one. And again, I don't think we're going to get through.
Back off now.
Right, we'll just see if we can hang on to the back of Stroll for a couple of laps. We have got a nice little gap to Yuki now, who is holding back Bottas excellently.
Copy.
But again, Stroll's going to be pushing hard for the next couple of laps, and we're out of battery now, so we can't push with him. We will get DRS here on the hanger straight, but this might be the last time we get it. So Hulkenberg's in, where's he going to feed out? Right in front of us. And Tsunoda has now dropped Bottas, so Bottas's tyres look like they're starting to struggle a little bit.
And you can lean on tyres.
Copy that.
Any more laps for Tsunoda? Down to lap 37. It takes an eternity to get your battery recharged at this track. I think realistically we're looking at 14th and 15th here tonight. And I think we're going to have the pace to catch back up to Hulkenberg once we've made our stops. It'd be nice if I was wrong on that, but you know, I don't think I am, unfortunately.
So let's push.
Okay.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Oh, big spin. Big spin for Nico Hulkenberg there. Under pressure. And he cracks. It's another Hulkenberg fuck up for the book.
Ahead.
Copy.
shit indeed.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Yeah, copy that.
Bring the pack up.
Yeah, affirm.
Right, what's that done to Hulkenberg's tyres? Oh, it's not good. They were brand new. They should be like 95%, 96%. That's a big, big lockup. He'll still make it to the end, but maybe that gives us a chance to actually catch him back up again now. He's a long way back. So maybe we're on for 13th and 14th. Yellow flag. It's Hulkenberg again. Oh my god.
Now here's our drivers all trying to take turn 16. And the car fails to respond. By that point, it was just too late.
Yeah, I think Hulkenberg is definitely doable now. Absolute disaster of a lap for the Hulk there. He's now 20 seconds behind De Vries. That's almost a pit stop. Almost. You can see Yuki is closing onto the back of Nico now. Forgotten Monaco. No. Robbing me of my first win. The Schadenfreude is strong in this one. So we're going to box De Vries at the end of the lap. Oh, next lap, sorry. Yuki, we've got another 5 laps to go.
Box.
Copy box.
You can push.
Copy.
Stay close to the car in front.
And Hulkenberg's only doing 1, 2, 3, 5s at the moment. Yeah, I think we've got him beat. Nearly 22 seconds behind De Vries now. We will come out behind him, but not by much, and we'll have fresher, faster tyres. But unless someone else has a big whoopsie, then 13th is as high as we're going to get.
In the pit lane.
Copy.
Bad stop.
Pit exit clear.
Oh wow, we actually got out just in front of Hulkenberg. I did not expect that at all.
Slow now.
Copy that.
And we've got a yellow flag. Is that a Ferrari making a mistake? No, it's Joe.
Now we see this was at turn 15. And that's where they slightly run off the track. And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there, because that won't do it any good.
Yeah, so the Ferrari I saw is actually Leclerc coming up to lap us, although he is going to box possibly in the next lap or two. So we're going to push on and hope that we can avoid being lapped.
No saving required.
Copy that.
Use energy now.
Copy.
Bottas is surely going to box this lap. You stay away from me, Nico. I know what you like.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
Almost broken it.
Crack on.
Copy.
Pit window is open for Yuki. He's boxing in another 2 laps. And Leclerc boxes, so that takes a bit of the pressure off in terms of being lapped. Still might happen. There's still a long way to go, but
Big lift off.
Copy.
right. So we're clear of Hulkenberg now. In fact, we're coming up to the back of Bottas, who's still yet to stop. Both Red Bulls get through. Leclerc will come back out in third place ahead of George Russell. Have a look at Yuki. Even though we might not get it, or if we do get it, we certainly won't hold it, we are going to have a crack at the fastest lap in Sonoda. We won't get a point for it, we won't get any money for it because I didn't take that gamble, but it'd be nice just to take it away from George. And we are pretty much a pit stop behind Norris at the moment, nearly.
Bottas
Oh, maybe not. Bottas is in. It always throws out the live timings when someone boxes. Have a bad stop, please. Yes, bad stop. Thank you. Alright, I'm going to bring Sonoda in this lap rather than going one more. We have pushed these tyres really hard.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
So we need one step more management.
Copy. D83.
Copy.
De Vries will probably get through, but we should get out in front of Hulkenberg. It's not great. It'll do. It's clean. There goes Nick De Vries. Here comes Hulkenberg. Gotta be tight. But we did it. Getting his tyres up to temp.
Do we need to push harder on tyres? They are looking good now.
Oh, yellow flag.
Yeah,
Ocon having another whoopsie.
Here we are then at turn
Twice
50.
he's run wide tonight now.
Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits. Well, hopefully not a sign of things to come.
Pushing very hard on those inlet there. There we go. We've already pulled out half a second on Hulkenberg.
Push flat out as much as you can.
copy.
No, the goalposts have shifted. It's a 128 now. Not purple.
we can just focus on charging the pack.
Yeah, fair.
Still not purple. De Vries fighting. I was hoping I could just get a nice clean overtake. We'll try for a second lap. Got higher confidence this lap. Might see some improvements.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Yeah, copy that.
You can push more.
Copy that.
Down in the first sector. And we're out battery now, so yeah, okay, let's ease that down.
And use anti-deploy.
Copy.
So, we're comfortably clear of Hulkenberg now. Still a long way off Norris. And points are definitely not going to happen. Not unless we get a safety car. A red flag would be disastrous because everybody would box for soft tyres on a red flag or just change their tyres, and I don't think we've got any kind of softs left that would be even remotely competitive. So we would actually probably go backwards if there was a red flag, but a safety car might see one or two change their tyres, but the majority won't, and that would close everything back up and maybe put us in with a shout. Let's just have a look, see what tyres we do have, just in case. So, we've got a brand new set of mediums for De Vries, brand new hards. What's Yuki got left? Yuki has got brand new mediums and another set of softs about where they are right now. Obviously the hards, which we're not going to use. So yeah, it's looking like 13th and 14th. Given where our pace was, I can live with that.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now here we are tackling turn 3.
Under pressure from, is that Stroll?
Well, you could see the lockup, and they ended up their own passenger.
Or is that Alonso? That was Stroll, yeah. Alonso's running 4th right now. Another yellow flag. Who's had the spin?
Yellow.
Magnussen. And that drops Magnussen behind Norris, and now that puts him at risk from Tsunoda. I don't know if De Vries can catch him, but I think Yuki can. taken a big chunk of time, or chunk of life out of those tyres. Gap's down to 8.5 seconds. We are definitely going to be lapping quicker anyway. It's a question of how much quicker now. Is Magnussen going to have to box? He might. Let's see what he does. He's staying out for now, but those tyres are not looking good. He's going to have to nurse those to the end. So assuming he's going to lap a similar kind of pace to Hulkenberg, we're going to be gaining at least 2 seconds a lap, maybe 3. Maybe even 4. So we're about 7.5 seconds behind on this lap. Let's see where we are next lap. Oh, we are about to get lapped by the look of it. Not quite yet. Verstappen and Leclerc are fighting. That we're going to see in a second. Just out of shot at the moment. We'll see him on the Wellington, on the Hangar Straight. In fact, there they are. As we're going through Chapel, we just saw them popping in there. There they are. Leclerc definitely in with a shout of winning this Grand Prix. Much better tyres than Verstappen. He has hunted him down very, very ruthlessly. We took 1.5 seconds or so out of Magnussen on that lap. Not quite as good as I was hoping. Hulkenberg just had a really bad lap last lap. I thought 135 was very slow. But 1.5 seconds, yeah, we can definitely overhaul that gap. We can do that in 4 laps. Cut to the battle for the lead.
Use energy?
Yeah, copy that.
Can somebody break Max's winning streak? This is as good a chance as any for Leclerc to get his second win of the season.
Bring the pack up.
Yeah, copy that.
Max going defensive. Leclerc looking at an inside lunge, couldn't quite get him. Surely he's going to get him this lap though. This is the closest he's been. Getting up to Magus Beckett's. side by side through Stowe. Late on the brakes. Max has the inside line. But Charles has those soft tyres and he is through now. Can he stay ahead? That's the question. Big cheer from the fans. They're loving that.
On tyres, we are good to push one step more.
Copy.
He now 3.5 seconds off the back of Magnussen. Trying desperately to stay as far away from the Ferrari as possible here. I want to get the move done before we get lapped, if I can. I don't think I can. Damn good go at it though.
Use energy.
Yeah, he's on.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
Right, we're close. We are so close.
Overtake button.
Copy.
Stay close to the cars in front.
You are free to use the energy when you want.
Yeah, copy.
Right, De Vries couldn't quite stay in range. He's going to get picked off very soon. There we go. There's the move.
6 laps to go.
Yes.
You're doing well, Yuki. We are P12. Come on.
And now we can ease off. We're going to get lapped by the Ferrari. That's a given, so I'm not worried about fuel. Can I get De Vries through before we get jumped? I think we can, thanks to the Ferrari getting through. Max has dropped off the back. Around the outside. Lovely stuff. Oh, yellow flag. Who's that for? Max. Oh, big lock up for Max.
Now the action happens as they went into turn 16.
Oh, he's going to keep hold of
steering.
second. Yeah,
It took a
Paris is too
gamble,
far off,
and it
but
was just too late.
yeah, that little run of dominance of his is over. He is going to get beaten in this match, in this race.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Yeah, echo.
Back off now.
Copy that.
We got the gap down to Norris to under 10 seconds, but yeah, that's as far as we go. Still 12th and 13th. That is an excellent result.
Lift off, save fuel.
Copy.
Push a little bit harder. We still haven't dropped Magnussen. Do not want him coming back at me. His tyres are just barely hanging on now.
So there is 4 laps to go.
And there we go. Yuki has been passed, so we can push the fuel again. Magnussen just refusing to go away. Two and a half laps to go. And Kevin is pushing. If he keeps pushing and his tyres drop below 30%, then the harder he pushes those tyres and trying to overtake, the higher the chance of a puncture. And he's throwing that car around, trying to find a way through.
Three laps to go.
He's going to have to back out. We've got 2 laps left. His tyres are at 30%. And I think that was the last hurrah for Kevin Magnussen. I think we've broken him now. There we go.
Back off in the high speed.
Copy.
We've done it. Held him off.
They're at the peak now.
Copy.
Are there any last minute fights going on? I think ours was the last one. Just having a look to see if there's anyone closing rapidly. Bottas is hunting down Hulkenberg. He should get him here. As Leclerc starts his final lap, and then so now do we.
Last lap. to lift off.
Copy.
Where's he going to make the move? Is he going to be on the hanger straight, or is he going to get him before that? Hulkenberg's tyres are in the 20s now. 23%. Bottas's aren't great, but
Check reflect.
they're better. He's going to have the DRS. This is the last real opportunity.
That's Leclerc! Charles Leclerc is today's winner. And there it is, a win for Charles Leclerc.
And there's Yuki in the background.
I don't think anyone could be disappointed with a race like that. A consummate professional through and through.
Verstappen only just held on from Perez in the end as well, and he is just over a second ahead of him.
Whatever you control, what you can control.
Yeah, I think that is good.
I think Hulkenberg's just going to hang on unless he makes a mistake somewhere in this final corner.
Checkered flag. P13. It was a tough day.
Bottas just running out of tyres towards the end there. Good effort though. Good effort. And I am very, very happy with 12th and 13th. There's still no points, but given our abysmal performance in Austria, that is definitely a step forward. And we've got the penalties for new parts out of the way as well. The only downside to this weekend is that we have gone into debt over the course of the weekend itself, buying that new ERS for Yuki. And that's really going to piss the board off. Let's see how much.
Not a quick race to sum up, not least for George Russell there.
A fifth place finish ensures they're taking away a fair few points from this one.
And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
That sees them double their win tally for this season. They'll be delighted with that.
Well, we might be in Britain, but our podium finishers won't be celebrating with a cup of tea tonight. They'll be staying true to Formula One tradition. And down there in the Alpha Tauri garage, Karun, what would they be making of that race, do you think?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And here in Silverstone, the weekend now draws to a close.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
PR fluff there, exhilarating circuit. I don't think so. Right, confirmation of the final result. It's a win for second win of the season for Charles Leclerc there. Gaining 2 places from where he started, getting past both of the Red Bulls. Good race for him, and he got the fastest lap as well. Max, disappointing with that big lockup. He only just finished above his teammate there by less than a second in the final classification. Decent race for Alonso, gaining a place up to 4th. Russell gaining 2 places, jumping its teammate. Ocon up 2. Stroll, good recovery race for him, starting near the back. He finishes in 8th place. Disappointing race for Sainz. He's down in 9th place. He had a decent recovery after an early mistake. 2 places gained for Albon sees him get a point. For Williams, good race for Norris, up 3. Both of our drivers up 7. If I'd realised we were going to do that well, I would have taken on a position gain. Never mind. Bad race for both of the Haas drivers. Hulkenberg in particular throwing away 7 spots, but both having big spins and lockups as well for Hulkenberg. And of course Gasly and Sargent, the 2 drivers who crashed on the opening lap and, well, in the opening corner and brought out that safety car. Let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Max is still leading and actually extends his gap over Checo by another 3 points. Good points for Charles. Brings him within just 2 points now of Checo. That's definitely tightening things up in the race for second. Decent points for Alonso, sees him pull out a nice 10-point advantage over Sainz in this race. That's now a 14-point gap. Okay points for Lewis and Lance. Decent points for George, but these guys are still lagging a fair bit. Ocon's 6 points brings him closer to his teammate again. These two are going to keep fighting amongst themselves for position in the standings. No points for anyone further down apart from Alex Albon, who gets himself off the board and jumps Hulkenberg in the process. So, just Bottas, Sargent, Piastri and Zhou yet to score. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull with 33 points extend their gap over Ferrari, who in turn extend their gap over the teams below them. Mercedes do take 2 points out of Aston Martin, but they're still 44 points behind. That's a long way to go to close them down. I think Aston are probably looking pretty solid for 3rd place this season. Alpine pick up another 6 points. They're way ahead of Haas and us. And Williams get off the mark now, so it's just Alfa Romeo who are yet to score. In terms of pit stops, we had 2 decent stops there. 2.5 seconds for Nick de Vries and a 2.6 for Yuki Tsunoda. That's going to net us a nice 23 points. And that keeps us in 3rd place, and we actually do close down Red Bull slightly, who are overtaken by Ferrari, who are now 3 points clear at the top of the pit stop competition. Ferrari with 3 of the fastest stops this season, Red Bull with 3. We have 2, which is quite nice. So we are getting there, and we pulled out a nice little gap over McLaren, which is always good. And then you see the problem we had for de Vries on his 2nd stop was a stuck wheel nut. So, how did our drivers do? 4 successful overtakes, 3 failed, 5 successful defences and 3 failed for de Vries. For Yuki, 5 and 2 in the overtakes and 2 and 1 in defence. Pretty quiet in terms of defending for Yuki. Decent going forward, but not a lot of pace in the car at the moment and won't be for a while, so I'm very happy with 12th and 13th. And we've got some more experience for Liam, who's edging ever closer to getting himself into the car. Right, so compulsory car purchases cost us 2.5 million for a new ERS unit. We didn't pay out any bonuses. Sponsors, we achieved our performance target and also our guarantee in the qualifying position as well, but we actually lost money because of that purchase of an ERS unit. So not only are we in debt from the weekend, we haven't even been able to clear it. We're actually going to stay fractionally in debt, I think. Oh no, we actually have cleared it, just 96,000 in the bank. So the board are going to complain, but let's see if that's actually had a knock-on effect on our happiness with the board. Let's see. In terms of car inspection, lots of parts failing. That is not ideal. That's going to be expensive to replace some of those parts potentially. Teo gets back to winning ways in the F2 race. It's been a while since we've seen him top these standings, but he is back. We have got the results. Oh no, we've got a vote on regulation change. And this is to increase the amount. Yes, we are voting for this. We want the extra engine, ERS and gearbox. Definitely voting for that. Thank you very much. We are in debt. board are still happy. And they're satisfied financially as well, which I'm surprised at, actually. Oh, excuse me, I thought they would be a bit grumpy about that, but we were only in debt for a day or so, so luckily it hasn't had a big knock-on effect. Happy with Silverstone result. I'm happy with that as well. So, yeah, I concur with the board there. Right, let's go to our cars and fix these broken bits. New wing, new underfloor. Another new wing, and a new side pod. So let's take a look in the warehouse, see what we've got left. Got one spare chassis, one spare front wing, no spare rear wings, and then one spare side pod, underfloor and suspension. We are working on a new suspension. We've got 11 days. I do need some new rear wings, but I can't afford them. How much are they going to cost? $275 each. Okay. We're slap bang in the early part of the month as well, so we haven't got a board payment coming for a while. That's not good. F1 in schools invitation. Well, we are going to attend that because we kind of need that money. That's the first time I've attended that since the very first time I ever got that email on F1 22, F1 Manager 22. I usually just say, nope, screw the kids. But not this time. It's open wallet time. Right, more scouting results back. So, this is probably the last batch of drivers we're going to scout, so we can see who we're going to hire as our replacement. Let's take a look at Enzo first. And we're comparing to Lawson. So, very good smoothness. Adaptability's decent. Overtaking and defending are good. Reactions not great. Accuracy's okay. Poor pace stats, 66 to 65. So he would definitely need work in that respect. Okay, let's take a look. At Crawford. He's down across the board and he's got some very low stats. He is 18, so he would definitely be a long-term youth driver. Who else did we get? Oh, it's Hajar. So let's have a look at Hajar. And we'll compare him to Lawson. Pace stats aren't too bad. Control's good. Smoothness is a little better. Adaptability's worse. Overtaking, not great. Defending, reactions and accuracy all aren't great. 18, again, would be a long-term recruitment. Fittipaldi would be a decent signing, I think, because we could just focus on boosting his cornering, braking and reactions. Everything else is already pretty decent. So he would be an okay signing for the future. Let's see how they're doing in the championships as well. Oh, clicked the wrong button there. Well, front wing is done. So championship F2, there we go. Drivers. So Iwasa is one of the drivers that we've looked at. He is currently in third, just ahead of Fittipaldi. So those two are pretty close. They're both on our shortlist. Then we've got Hauger, who's down here in 8th. Hajar all the way down in 16th. And Crawford in 19th. They're both driving for High Tech this year. Iwasa driving for Dams. Fittipaldi for Carlin. Okay, so Hajar, Iwasa, and Fittipaldi. Both 21 years old. Have I looked at Behrman? No, we're not looking at Behrman in this career. We have looked at him in previous playthroughs on this game and the previous one. We actually signed him. I'm looking at drivers that I don't normally sign. I haven't signed Iwasa before. Haven't signed Fittipaldi before. We're also looking to take from the existing Red Bull Young Drivers program. The only other driver I think that we haven't yet looked at is Maloney. I think Zay Maloney is part of the Red Bull program, but probably going to go with one of these two. And on paper, I think, despite the fact that Iwasa is slightly better overall, I think Fittipaldi would be the better signing. Those stats are really strong. All we would really need to work on would be his pace stats, and we can just leave him on short run pace for a season and get him promoted up that way. Let's take one last look at Hajar. See, Hajar's got okay pace stats. His control is great, but it's not really much better than Fittipaldi's. But everything else is going to need a lot of work. A lot of work. I think Fittipaldi might be the way to go. We can spend 2 seasons training him up on his pace stats, and he can be mighty. Okay, so Lawson is on his long run pace at the moment to work on his smoothness, adaptability and reactions. Has the time come to make that switch? How much is it going to cost me to actually negotiate him in? More than I can afford. It's going to cost... and it's going to cost a little bit too much. We might have to do this after Hungary. Alright, I know I've got low stock. Can't afford to make any parts at the moment. Front wing research is finished, but I can't start another project because I don't have the money. Evening, Anthony. You've joined us just as we're finishing. Suspension is done, so we've got that spare suspension again. We've got 6 days to go until Hungary. Got the results of the regulation vote coming up, and we have finished our rear wing research project. So let's take a quick look at the result of the regulation change. We voted for it, Ferrari against it, McLaren against it, Red Bull and Mercedes for. Okay, we're losing the vote at the moment. And there we go, we win the vote, just 6-4. So next season we will have an extra engine, an extra gearbox, and an extra ERS unit as standard. Thank God for that, because we need them. The current regs are very, very rough for us in that. Right. We're up to 293,000. Is that enough for a rear wing? I think it is. Cars. Development, manufacturing. There we go. We'll get a spare rear wing in time for Hungary. There we go. and our underfloor is done as well. So I was asked by Hedgehog if he's still in the chat I mentioned you could see how you're progressing against your research for the reg changes. So you come to this tab here, the board tab, and come down to rules and regulations, and we can see how we're doing. So we haven't done any research on the chassis because it's not affected by regulation changes. We're just going to develop those parts, so no change in those. The front wing, you can see that this is the benefit that we're getting from the research we've done so far against the deficit that we're going to incur from the regulation changes. So we are lacking just a little bit behind those changes in terms of our downforce generation, but no changes to airflow sensitivity. The rear wing, same again, no changes down here, but the downforce is going to be affected, and we are lagging behind a little bit just there. Side pods not affected by the reg changes. Underfloor is, and we've made a little bit of progress, but we still need to do more with the underfloor. And suspension, also you can see lagging behind just a bit in the downforce, but we have obviously made gains on airflow, drag and cooling. Plenty more research needed to be done though, and that won't happen until after the next Grand Prix because we don't have any money just yet. It's an ATA qualifying weekend. I think we might potentially try and gain some positions and gain some extra money with a position gain challenge in the next race. So we might be starting deliberately from the back of the grid and seeing if we can actually get both drivers up and get some extra money from the sponsors with a guarantee that way. Slap in our best engines, because I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of parts being brought to the cars this race, but Spa, I'm expecting to see some improvements for some teams, and after the winter break, absolutely. We need some money before the mid-season break, really. So yeah, that is pretty much it for tonight. Not a bad race. I was quite pleased with where we finished, 12th and 13th. No points, unfortunately, for 12th and 13th, but a decent performance. We have done a bit of an evaluation of Lawson, and he's definitely, I think, ready to go in the car. We just can't afford to sack De Vries without going into debt again. So that might not happen until after Spa, because Spa is going to happen right after Hungary. But we will have De Vries being booted from the team within the next couple of races. And it looks as though Fittipaldi is going to be the driver to replace De Vries. I do want to take another quick look as well, see whether or not, this is the only thing that's going to save De Vries for the rest of the season, is whether or not Piastri's changed his mind yet. He still has a negative outlook towards the team, so we do have to sign him. It might be that we can't sign him until the end of next season. Maybe he'll be our replacement for Sonoda. Maybe. Let's see. We've got 2 scouts available. Who else was I going to scout? I was going to scout someone else. I've used Resta so many times in previous playthroughs, I don't want to use him again. Oh, we were going to scout Tarek, weren't we? Let's do a standard scouting on him. We don't need to worry about contract details because he's free agent. He's a little worse than Jody Eggington, but maybe would be a better long-term hire. Oh no, wait, we've already signed Dan Fallows for next season, haven't we? Damn it. It's a waste. Okay, aero guys. Have we finished scouting everyone in the aero department? I know he is keen to join, or he would be keen to join us if we give him enough money. Engineers. We haven't scouted Josh yet, and I do want to scout him because he is awesome. Let's find out how much it's going to cost us to buy him out of his contract. Who else do we want to look at? We've got Ben. Hugh's going to say get lost because shitty team. William Joseph is going to say the same because McLaren just don't seem to think we're worthy, even though we're doing better than them. I don't think there's anybody else. And Matty has done a good job for us so far this season. I don't know if it's worth getting rid of him. His communication stat isn't great, but his composure is decent. His feedback is strong. But I think if anyone's going to replace him, it's going to be Josh. No one else is either willing or allowed to join us. So I think that's it. We're keeping hold of Perrone. Be interested to see what Mekis does. He's out of contract at the end of the season. Going forward, I would like to sign Ron Meadows, but we've got to wait another year and a half before we can even approach him. Thanks to the rules of challenge mode. So yeah, there we go. That is it. That's all for tonight. So yeah, as I say, decent result tonight, 12th and 13th. Decent pace. Hopefully we can do something in Hungary tomorrow night. Like I said, we're probably going to go for a position gain challenge. See if we can earn some extra cash that way. So that we can get some more research started before the mid-season break. Get another chassis started as well in terms of car development, because we do want to try and get some additional performance out of this car if we can, and carry any gains we make in the chassis and side pods across to next season, as they are not affected by regulation changes. And tomorrow could be De Vries's last race. I think probably we're looking at after Spa, but I don't know. I might even take pity on him and I might let him race at his home Grand Prix. We'll see if he destroys a car in either of the next two races to change my mind on that. But there we go. That's all for tonight. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed everything. I'll be back at the usual time of 8 PM tomorrow. So from now, I am Jim Bob. I am be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.